Welcome to Post Fight with Ray Thompson. This show is powered by MMA Crypt and MMA Mental. For more interviews and podcasts, please subscribe to our YouTube channels, MMA Crypt and MMA Mental. You can also follow MMA Crypt on Facebook and Twitter. It's at MMA Crypt on Twitter and MMA Crypt on Facebook. To follow me, it's at MMA Mental on Twitter and Ray Thompson on Facebook. I'm now joined by Mike the Warrior Wilkinson. Mike's coming off of his biggest career win, beating Nicholas Backstrom by round 1 knockout in Sweden, taking his pro record to 9-1 and his UFC record to 2-1. Mike, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me on, mate. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Congratulations on such a spectacular victory.
Thank you, mate.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the build-up to the fight then. You obviously were facing Nicholas Backstrom. What was your view on him as an opponent?
Before I got the call, I didn't know who he was, so obviously my coaches checked out who he was, and he was a well-rounded fighter, and he had range on me, and he was taller than me, but I've fought taller people before with a longer range. Didn't bother me, didn't raise a threat, so just carried on as normal. What kind of weaknesses he had.
Now, you mentioned in the post-fight interview with Dan Hardy that Backstrom had been quite disrespectful about you. What had he said in the build-up to the fight?
Yeah, he just said the UFC were bringing me over to lose, and basically, that was it really. And they just say that I'm a piece of meat or whatever. I don't know, I said loads of shit really, but that was the main thing. What he said, that I'm coming over to lose.
Did that fire you up?
Yeah, because it fired me up because obviously he's chatting shit, he's disrespecting me. But at the same time, I know it's a load of shit because I asked for the fight in Sweden. My manager wanted me to fight in September, but I asked for the show in Sweden because I know that it wouldn't have been a long flight. Plus, I would have been more than ready come October.
Now, you were coming off your first loss for this fight as well. Did you feel any added pressure going into the fight?
No, not pressure, because having a year what I've had and being injured, I was just excited that I was fit and healthy and that I was ready to fight. So it didn't matter who we were fighting, where we were fighting, or when I was fighting. I was just happy that I was fit and healthy, and I enjoyed every single bit of it, including all the fight week and doing all the interviews in the media. I was just enjoying it all and soaking it up.
Now, moving on to the fight, there's obviously not a lot for us to talk about the fight because it was such a quick win, but just before the finish, Backstrom landed a high kick and some knees, and you just seemed to walk straight through them. Did they have any impact on you at all?
No, they had no impact at all. I didn't feel like I took a shot until I watched it back. Obviously, you can see from my previous fights that I can take a shot. So no, I didn't feel any of them, and when the opportunity came, I threw a 9-shot and I landed it clean and knocked him out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you landed a big punch then, a big right to knock him out. Do you want to talk us through the finish?
Yeah, all the way through the camp, because we knew he was taller than me, I was throwing it over and right, and I kind of knew as soon as I knew how tall he was, I was thinking he's just perfect for the over and right. And every time I was speaking to people like my mates, wise, who was like the same kind of size, I'll just say, I'm gonna land this over and right, I'm gonna land it. And I said it before it happened, and obviously it was just an instinct, because I drilled it that much in camp, or training up to the fight, it was just an instinct. So as soon as he threw that shot, that was just an instinct. I didn't think about it, it just happened, because I drilled it that much.
Now, it's fair to say going into the fight with the Vegas odds, you were a big underdog going in, so what was it like to pull off the win and silence the Swedish crowd?
Oh, it felt amazing. They were booing me at the beginning, but I ignored that. But then when they were cheering for him, I pretended they were cheering for me. And so yeah, when he was flat, I'm sure he went silent, and all he could hear was me screaming around the octagon. And that shut him up.
Oh, it was funny because I was obviously in the crowd as well, and as soon as you got it, I was cheering, and everyone around me was being silent. I don't know if they were staring at me or what, I don't know. But now the crowd were quite hostile towards you. What were your thoughts on the Swedish crowd?
Just up to fight week, they was okay. The Swedish people who had met or whatever, but they're gonna be hostile towards me because I'm fighting one of the lads who's the superstar, who they think is gonna be the next featherweight champion, and I've just put a stop to his tracks, and I've took over his track kind of thing. So yeah, they're gonna be hostile and they're gonna be thinking towards me, but I'm sure I got a few claps and a few fans after that victory.
Now, when you were being interviewed, were you surprised by what Backstrom did?
because he was out of there. Obviously, I knocked him clean out. So obviously, when he's come round, he's not going to know that he's been knocked out. He's going to think, "What the hell's going on here?" I was like, I'm being interviewed by Dan Hardy, obviously because I won, and he's thinking, "This is a load of shit." But obviously, he wasn't with it. So no, I don't think wrong of him for doing that or anything. It's just he wasn't with it. Like he said, he wasn't playing with a full deck of cards after he got knocked out.
Yeah. Well, it was a brutal knockout as well. Now, you picked up a performance of the night bonus. How surprised were you to get the bonus? There's quite a few good stoppages on the card.
No, I wasn't surprised. I said all the way through my camp, I'm going to get a bonus, so I made it happen before it did happen, kind of thing. I visioned it and I wanted it that much. I knew that it would have happened, whether it would have been a 3-round fight or whatever, whether I would have subbed him, I would have got that bonus.
Now, it's well known as well that there isn't a lot of money in the sport, so you make it right at the top. How big was the 50 grand bonus to you?
Oh, it's a lot, because of the year what I've had. Obviously, it's not been the best year, but I've just believed in myself, and I knew that when I was coming back, I was that excited to fight. I knew that if it would have gone 3 rounds, it would have been the most exciting fight anyone would have ever watched. So I knew that I would have got a bonus without it, and I needed that bonus, and I'm so grateful for the UFC. I can't thank them enough for picking me to have that bonus. It's made a big difference, and I'm so grateful.
Now, did you have any knocks from the fight, and ideally, when would you like to fight next?
No, I've had no knocks on the fight. I'm fit and healthy. I'll be back training next week. I'm just having a week relaxing. Still doing bits and bobs in the gym, but not much. Just enjoying myself, eating a bit. There's a show in London. I want to be on the show in London in February, because that's another dream come true. Because I was supposed to be fighting at the MEN Arena, and that obviously I had to pull out. So fighting in my own home country. I've not fought in my own country since 2011, I think. So yeah, I want to fight in London, and I think I'll get that fight.
Now, you're now 2-1 in the UFC. Who would you like to fight next in London?
Opponents doesn't matter to me. You can put anyone in front of me. It's going to be the same outcome. It's all about yourself when you're in there, what you're going to do, and implementing your game plan. So opponent-wise, I don't give a shit.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Mike, and congratulations on such an impressive victory.
Thank you very much.
Before we let you go, I just want to give you a chance to do some shout-outs. So anyone you want to thank, and let the listeners know about your Facebook and your Twitter. Yeah,
follow me on Facebook. My fan page is official Mike Wilkinson. Twitter _Wilkinson MMA. And I'd just like to thank Darren Morris. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. Doing what I'm doing, living the dream. It's like he's taught me everything he knows, and he still knows a lot more. So I'm only going to get better because of him. Chris Orban, Colin Morris, all the lads down at ASW, there's endless of them. Rob Lloyd, the other Daz Morris, Barry Extreme Strength and Conditioning, my family for the support, Fight Store Pro MMA, Smuggling Does, the list goes on, and I apologise if I've not mentioned you. I just can't really think on the spot, but yeah, thank you everybody for supporting me. All Leeds Town, all Manchester, and all England for supporting me. Thank you very much.
Can't wait to see you step back in the cage again, Mike.
Thank you now.